This is the Sontronics Podcast Pro. The Sontronics Podcast Pro was launched in February 2020. So it's only been out a short while, really, about a year. And in that time, it's got 7 awards. They're hand-built, built in the UK, and before they go out for sale, they're tested in the factory. And even the one I got, this one, has got the name of the person who tested it. What makes the Podcast Pro quite different from other ones is the fact that it comes in 7 colours, and also it's very lightweight, which I really like because it means you don't have to get a very, very expensive stand to hold this thing. It doesn't fall around because it's quite light. It's also quite small, actually. This is the Electro Voice 320, and you can see that in comparison it's a fairly small looking mic, slightly similar in appearance to some other offerings from Rode, but it's way less weight. What also makes it very different is the fact that the output impedance is set at a place where it gives out a very strong output. And if you've had a close look at this one, I think you can see it there. I haven't got an XLR lead there. That's just a lead going straight into my camera. The truth is, there is a tiny little preamp there which is driving straight into the camera, but the output of this microphone is way higher than most other dynamic microphones you'll see around. The only one I've seen around with the same kind of output is this one, and guess what? It's made by Sontronics, and it's the Solo. This has a loud output as well. It's an impedance thing. What they have at the bottom here is an impedance that lets out more signal, which means you have less gain to put up on your preamps, which means less noise. So it's a dynamic microphone, needs no power. It's got a high output, especially for a dynamic microphone, and it has a super cardioid pattern as well, so it's really focused in. It has a frequency response from 50 Hz up to 15 kHz, and I must say, looking at the graph, it's actually very flat. It rolls off from 100 down, and then it goes on and on up to about 8K or so, 9K, and then starts to roll away from there. But the whole thing is flat mostly all the way through. The most variation I could see on the graph was 1 dB in the treble. Pretty good. So this is the way that you would normally use the microphone on a stand in front of you, pretty close to you. Now what I'm going to do is first of all test its proximity. So I'm going to move around, and basically this is the way it would sound if you were really close up to the microphone. And to test for plosives, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Back further, that's where you would normally be to speak into this microphone. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Probably not too bad because it has protection inside. Now, to show how the pattern works, I'll just move around to the side. So I'm just off to now 45 degrees to the microphone. I'm off at 45 degrees, coming around to the front, and now I'm off to 45 degrees again. Right round to the side, right round to the front, right round to the side. And you can hear that this has got quite a nice focused kind of pattern. If you want the microphone out of the way, you don't want it in your picture, this is what it sounds like when it's underslung. I've actually got it below the frame here, just bring it up. There it is, it's just underslung, and it's a bit further away. Used like this, it is going to pick up a little bit more of the room, but I found that both this one and the Solo are very good at rejecting my silly box room, and my box room has a bad acoustic, really, really bad actually. So if this sounds half decent in this room, it's a very good microphone. Now, this is what it sounds like when it's boomed. So if I move it there, right, okay, there, just lift it up right now, I've got the thing boomed above me. Now just think, this is a dynamic microphone and it's being boomed, and this is light enough to be able to do this as well. You don't need a massively expensive stand for this. So that's the sound that you would get when it was boomed. Sometimes what you'll find is when the thing is underslung, the treble sort of goes down slightly. When you boom it above, the treble sort of raises, it's a bit clearer. So just in case that's very different, that's the sound of this microphone boomed above me. So to finish, I think this is a tremendous little microphone. It's lightweight, you can choose your colour. It's got a high output for a dynamic. It rejects the room well. It has a really nice clear sort of tone to it with the voice. And because it's got such a high output, you can even get it out of the frame, boom it, whatever, and you can still pick up a usable signal. This is a very nice mic, and it sells for under £100. Pretty good. Hope to see you next time. Cheers for now.